Hi guys, welcome back to CRD. Today we are going to cover lecture 23 in learning Python full course. In previous lecture we have understood about classes and objects and also about inheritance. So let me come out here, and in this lecture we are going to cover modules in Python. We all are known to modules. When we use pip install anything, then we actually install any module, or you can say there may be some situation when we install packages. Okay, so what is the benefit of module and how can we make the module, or is it difficult to make a module, and how can we use a module under another module or our file? Then we'll understand all these things here. So here is the table of contents, what we are going to cover in this lecture. Firstly, we'll understand what is a module, and again we'll see import lib.reload method use, and after that we'll cover what is the meaning of this line, name equals main, and here we'll also understand what is the searching path of a module, and after that we'll cover what is .pyc files and then standard modules, and at the last we'll cover what is the use of directory function. Okay, that is dir function. So let's first cover firstly what is a module. A module is file that can contain any definitions or statements. There may be classes, some definitions, some variables or statements under a module. Okay, and that is just a file. The file name is the module name with the suffix .py. Okay, suppose we have a file called spam.py, then the module name will be here spam. Modules can import other modules. One module can import many modules under this. It's not required to place all import statements at the beginning of a module. That means it is not necessary to import all the things at the starting of the coding under your file. You can import at any line of code under your file, but for readable purpose we generally import the things at the beginning. We can import module with calling import statement with using import keyword, and after import keyword we'll have to use our module name. We can also access any variable from that module with using dot operator. As you can see here, I've used here mod name dot item name. Here item name is any variable which we are going to use with this. We can also import any specific thing from our module. Suppose there are 5 or 6 or a lot of methods and classes under a module, and we want just some specific classes or methods, then we can use from mod name import item name, which is going to be used in our file. So only this will be imported in our file from any module. We can also change the name of the things with using else keyword. Suppose we are going to import item name, it is suppose a method, and we are just changing the name of that method as new item. So we can use from mod name import item name as new item. So now this method will be named as new item in our current file. Let me show you with the programming. I have here fibo.py file, so let me open it with IDLE. And here we have only two methods which are just printing the Fibonacci series of n number of series, and here some statements will cover this after some moment. Okay, so here you will have to focus only on this method and this method. This method is also getting an argument n, and also fib2 is also getting an argument n, and it will print the Fibonacci series for that. So it is called a module, and let me create another file and let me save it with our new file, and I'm naming it as main. Okay, now under main.py file I'm going to import that. Okay, you will have to ensure that where is your module which you are going to import in your current file. So these two are in module tutorial folder, so it is in current directory, so I can directly import my module. So here, as you can see, here file name is fibo.py, so the module name will be fibo. So now I'm going to import fibo. Okay, so it will be imported. Now we can access anything from this fibo module, that means fibo file. We can access fib or fib2. So now let me print just here message from this, and after that I'm going to use fibo.fib. Okay, we have understood that we can access any global variable of our module with using dot operator. Okay, and now after this, under parenthesis we'll have to pass the value for n. So let me pass here 10. Now let me save it and run this. Now you will see that it is printing message and the Fibonacci series for n. Now let me access the same with fib2. So I will call here fibo.fib2 and let me pass here 20. Okay, now let me save, and now as you can see that, firstly let me show you, this method is just returning result. So I will have to get that result. So let me get it in Fibonacci. Okay, and now I will have to print that. So let me print Fibonacci. Okay, and now let me save. Now you can see it is printing the list of Fibonacci series for n is equal to 20. Okay, that's it. We can also import only one thing from Fibo. So for this, let me remove this and also this, and now let me use from keyword, and from Fibo, that means from Fibo module I'm going to import only fib. Okay, so I will use it like this. Okay, we can also import many things with using comma operator like this, fib and fib2, and we can also use many things with comma operator. Okay, now let me use fib. So I will just use fib here because we are just importing fib and fib2 but not fibo. Okay, we can also use it like this, import fibo. Okay, but it is not necessary because we are just importing the things which are imported to us, but the unnecessary methods or files will not be imported. Okay, so I'm just using fib and fib2, so I will call here fib and let me pass here 10. Now run this, then you will see that it is printing the same here. Okay, that's it. We can also use like suppose I'm just going to use fib but naming it as Fibonacci. Okay, I'm changing its name as Fibonacci, and here I will have to use Fibonacci instead of fib. So I will use here Fibonacci and let me pass here 10. Now you will see that it is printing the same output. Okay, that's it. We can use import statements for any module like this, and we can access any type of methods or classes from any module with using from keyword, from module, import anything, and we can change the name of that with using as keyword. Okay, that's it. Let me go further. And now let us understand what is the use of import lib dot reload. Okay, there may be some situation that you are willing to import your module again and again in your file, and that is not correct. Okay, because under any interpreter session, any module will be imported only once. Okay, therefore if you want to change your modules, you will have to restart the interpreter. Okay, suppose I am going to import module 1 in module 2, then if I will make some changes in our module 1, then it will not be affected in module 2 because it is previously imported and the further things are not included in that. So for this I will have to restart the interpreter. But if you want to test that module, so we can use import lib module, and this module have a method called reload, and under reload we'll have to pass our module which we are going to reload. Okay, such as I have example here, import lib. I'm going to import this, and after this I'm calling import lib dot reload module name. Okay, that's it. Let us understand what is the use of this line. Okay, this is used either to provide a convenient user interface for a module or for testing purpose. Suppose we are making some methods under a file, but this file is going to be a module for another file, then there may be some problem under this file. So for checking any particular methods or classes from any particular module, we use this line, and the code which belongs to this will only be run when we are going to run that within this file. Okay, and here name variable is main when we are running that file with that file only, but we are not importing that file in another file. Okay, but we can change the name of that. The code under if name underscore underscore equals underscore underscore main underscore underscore, and under this when we run anything, then it will just executed when the file is being run by this file only. This works as script file for adding in command line. PyCharm like IDEs like Anaconda or PyCharm or VS Code indicates this line of code, and it will understand that here you are going to test your file or run that file. We can even change its values with direct assigning under our variable. When we import module 1 under module 2, name of module 1 is module 1. Okay, but under the current module, the name variable will store only main. Okay, let me show you with programming. Here I have fibo.py file, and I have written here if underscore underscore name underscore underscore equals equals underscore underscore main underscore underscore colon. I am importing here sys, and I am calling here fib. Okay, let me remove this for some moment, and here I am just printing here hello fibo module. Okay, and I'm going to run this. Okay, let me now we'll see that it is just printing hello fibo module. Let me resize it. Okay, as you can see, it is printing hello fibo module. That means it is being run when underscore underscore name is underscore underscore main underscore underscore. Now we can change that with using underscore underscore name underscore underscore equals, I'm going to change it to my module. Okay, now it has changed with my module. Now I'll have to pass here main, then when we'll run this, then it will not be run because it is changed. Now as you can see, it is not outputting anything, but when we are going to change it with my module, then you will see that it is being changed. Now as you can see, let me remove this again and name change it with underscore underscore main. Now let me go to another file. Our another file is main.py, and here I'm going to import Fibo. Okay, import Fibo. Now let me check what is the name of that Fibo module. Because here it is main, but what will be here? Let me check it with printing Fibo dot underscore underscore name. Now let me save and run this. Now we'll see, sorry, there is some problem. Fibonacci 10 I'm passing here. Let me remove this. Now we'll see that it is showing out the name of the module as Fibo. That means the name of the file without extension .py. That's it. It is the use. And now as you can see, I'm just going to do anything. As you can see, it is printing hello Fibo module, but when we'll write the same before this, that means without any condition, and hello without Fibo module. Okay, and now let me save it, and now let me run this. Then you will see that it is printing hello without Fibo module. Now let me go again and show you another things. What is the module search path? That means when we are going to import any module, then what is the searching path? Okay, so by default, when we are going to import any module as spam, then that will be searched inside the built-in module site packages. If it will not be found, then it will be searched as spam.py under the directives which are going to pass in sys.path. And if we have not set sys.path, then it will be in the current location. So it will search for current location, and after that, when it will be not found, then it will show module not found error. That's it. Now let me show you what is the compiled Python files. Okay, to speed up loading modules, Python caches the compiled version of any module under the folder PyCache. It will make PyCache folder inside your current directory of working, and under this you will have a module file as module.version.pyc. Okay, where the version encodes the format of compiled file. It generally contains the Python version number. Suppose we are going to run our code under Python 3.7, then that name will be as spam.cpython-37.pyc. Let me show you under our folder. There may be, it has created a folder. Okay, it has created the folder PyCache. You have to remember that there had only one file Fibo, and we have made main.py, but we have not made this, but it has made automatically, and it has saved this compiled Python file as fibo.cpython-37 because my Python version is 3.7. What are the standard modules? Python comes with library of standard modules described in a separate document. Okay, some modules are built into interpreter, so we can access only those only in interactive mode. Okay, for example, we have sys module, and there are two variables ps1 and ps2 which are only used under interactive mode or Python. Okay, let me show you with programming. Let me go on our folder where our fibo.py file is, and now let me open the interactive mode with shift plus right click of mouse, and let me open let me open my PowerShell windows here. There may be a command line windows options on your computer, then open that. Let me open my Python shell, so type here Python, and now we are in Python interactive mode. Now let me import sys module. Okay, now it has imported sys, and we can access sys.ps1. ps1 is primary prompt, and as you can see it is showing out this thing. This is called ps1, that means primary prompt, and we also have sys.ps2, and that will show the secondary prompt. Okay, now we can change the value of ps1. Okay, let me just reverse this prompt. Okay, so I will use here sys.ps1 equals, I'm just getting in a string here and passing it like this. Okay, and now as you can see it has reversed our prompt. As you can see, when I'm hitting enter, then it is the same prompt. Okay, now let me do it as 10 plus 2, then it will show the result as 12. All things are working. We can also change sys.ps2 with the same person. Now let me show you what is the use of dir function. The built-in function dir is used to find which names a module defines. There may be some methods or classes, so we can access all those things with directory function. It returns a sorted list of strings. Suppose we have imported here fibo and sys, and under directory method I'm going to pass fibo as an argument. Then it will show what are the things which are in fibo. There may be name, or we have also fib and fib2, then it will show the things like this. We can also check like this for sys also. Let me show you with programming, and let me go out here. Let me open command shell, and now I'm going to import fibo also. Fibo. Okay, so it has imported fibo, and now under this let me check with directory function. Let me pass here fibo, then it will show the number of things which are in our fibo module. These are built-in things, and at the last you can see these are our user defined things, that is these two methods. Okay, when we will use directory but without any argument, then it will show the things which are currently being used in our interpreter or current file. So you will see that it will show things like this. We have also used fibo module, so it is showing out fibo. We have also imported sys module, then it will show sys also. Okay, so here it is the use. Here is an example, and it will show the output like this. Directory does not list the names of built-in function. If you want to check that, so you can use built-in modules. Okay, what is the meaning of that? Let me show you. When we are going to check for built-ins, that means what are the built-in modules. So we can pass directory here, and under this we can check that what are the things under this built-ins. So we can pass here built-ins, b-ins. Okay, so it will show what are the things which are defined under built-in modules. Then you will see that there are number of things within a list of strings. That's it. We have seen all the things here, and I hope you have understood the things very clearly. If you have any doubt, then you can ask through comment box. We have also provided Facebook page link under the description box. You can ask there also.
If you are new to our channel, then please do subscribe this channel so that you will have notifications about new videos ASAP. And if you like this video, then don't forget to share this video to your social media account so that your friends will also be get beneficiated. Thanks for watching.